Kevin O'Connor, with nearly 500 appearances behind them, with a crucial kick and finds them.
Okay, Kev, first of all, formation.
Are we straight in, are we?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, 4-3-3, I think.
Okay, play with some good goalkeepers. Who's up?
Yeah, I did. I had a few. I had Stuart Nelson, who was very good. Obviously David Button, a few others, but I'd have to say Wojciech, for the half a season he was on loan with us from Arsenal. He was very, very good, and he's gone on to obviously bigger and better things.
Okay, so that's goalkeeper.
Yep.
Right back.
Right back would have to be best right back I played with. I'll go with Michael Dobson, I think.
Okay.
We come through the youth team together. He was as solid as you like, headed everything. Yeah, and worked extremely hard. So yeah, Dobbo gets my shout for that one.
Strong start. First centre back.
First centre back would have to be Taki. I think obviously now he's in and around the England team, but even back then when he joined us, and I only got to play with him a few times, he was a class act. Him and Harley at the back, and also what's his name? Tony Craig as well. The three of them were competing for the two spots. But yeah, Taki was, yeah, he had everything you want in the modern day centre half.
And a great thing for Brentford that he's gone on to do what he's done, shows there's a real production line here.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it was a really good buy from the club, and yeah, he's gone on to some good stuff, and hopefully even more. Okay,
so to partner Tarkowski at centre back.
With Taki, I'm going to go with Michael Turner. We got him on loan initially from Charlton under Martin, and he came in. He was a young lad. He was a bit gangly, but he had brilliant feet, and the more he played, the better he got. And he was part of a really good back four at that time, and yeah, he was one of the main reasons why. So Michael Turner gets that side. Okay,
so to complete the back four, left back.
Left back will be Andy Frampton, a good friend. Again, we were the two fullbacks when he was here, and we got on really well, and we're part of a solid back four. And he was a great character in the changing room, and you knew he was going to get on the pitch. He would never shirk a challenge, and he was, yeah, just a top pro.
Okay, back five done. Midfield.
Midfield. Okay. This is right. So I'm going to go as my holder, Paul Evans. Evo was the club captain when I was in the youth team. I was his boot boy, and to his credit, he looked after me when I was coming through. When I started getting in around the first team, he was the first one to make sure I was okay. Also give me a bit of stick as well at the right times, and yeah, he was a top player and also a top guy. So he's going to be my captain as well if you're going to ask me about captain. So he's in there as captain.
Okay, so to sit in front of him.
Two attackers in midfield would be Adam Forshaw. Obviously quite recent. When I saw him training, I thought he's one of the best players I've seen that I've had the pleasure to train with. He was so sharp on the ball, could score a goal, could find a pass. Yeah, and again, hard working, northern lad, and he was brilliant for the team and done an awful lot in that promotion year.
And who to go next to Forshaw, central midfield?
Yeah, tough one, but Jonathan Douglas.
Okay.
For the stuff he brought on the pitch was brilliant. His attitude, just the way he played through injuries. You know, he was an old school type of player, but he had qualities that sometimes didn't go noticed on the pitch. And if you were his teammate, you knew how good he was and how valuable he was to the team. So, yeah, Johnny Douglas definitely in there.
Okay, front three. So we'll start right wing, right forward.
Wing, I would have to go with a lefty, Jay Tab. Come to us from Crystal Palace. Jeff Taylor, my youth team manager, brought him over when he joined, and Tab was a little bit younger. But again, you could see in training straight away the quality he had. The left foot was an excellent left foot, could pass the ball. Small but as strong as you like. He was a little tank. He worked extremely hard on his physicality, and yeah, I thought he had a really good career. So Tabby definitely from the left, so he can cut in.
And what was he like as a character?
quite quiet at times, but again, he grew into role, and he had a real funny sense of humour when you got to know him. But he was quite quiet, but again, you just knew you could trust him. You knew what you were going to get from him, and he had undoubted quality as well.
Surprised to see his switch into rugby? Because he's playing some, was it like rugby league or something?
I believe so. I'm not surprised, because I don't think he didn't love football. He knew he was good at it and he worked at it, but he didn't have a love. He loved his golf, so I'm not surprised he's gone on to another sport, because he was good at a few things. So I know he's had a really good career, and I'm pleased that he's going on to do other stuff, and you know, hopefully he enjoys that as well. Cool.
So in the middle, the front three?
The middle is a
few to pick from.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, like there is all over the place. I'm sure I'm going to miss people out, but I think just for his ability to score goals, not always pretty goals, but his ability to be in the right place at the right time, has to be Lloyd Owusu. Who's, again, strong, extremely quick, just had this knack of the ball could go in off any part of his body. It was one of them, but he'd be in the right place to score that where other people wouldn't be there. Quite important in the changing room. He was the centre of most things. He was a fantastic character, knows anyone. If you need anything, any help with anything, he's the right guy to go to, and he'd know someone to help you. And again, when I was coming through, he looked after me. I used to travel in with him as well to training. And yeah, just a brilliant character to have.
Okay, left wing.
Finally, again, only played with this guy for a short time, but he's still at the club, Alan Judge. He's the promotion year from League One. We just give him the ball. Give him the ball. I know we had other good players in the team, but you get Judge in his free role, give him the ball and he'd create things. And I think he come in January on loan, and from that moment I saw the quality. I think he come in similar time to Tarky, and when I saw that quality coming, I just knew we were going to get promoted. And again, he was a massive part of that. So yeah, and obviously Judge is fighting his way back now to get fully fit and back to the sharpness he is. And I think in recent games we've seen that, so really pleased to see that, and long may that continue. But yeah, that's his spot, 100%.
And how impressed have you been by his attitude to come back from the injury he's had, or the work that he must have had to do behind closed doors?
It's amazing. It's amazing how we see him now, how he is back on the pitch, considering what's happened to him. Obviously the staff have worked really well with him, but obviously if it's not coming from him, then he wouldn't be where he is now. So all credit to him, and I'm sure he'll keep kicking on and, you know, get the most out of his body now.
That's your 11. Who's going to manage that?
This is a real tough one, because obviously I had some very good managers. I think just for the era that I was at the time, at my age, and it sort of helped me, I would say, define my career a little bit. When I was in my early 20s, I was floating a little bit, didn't know what position I was. I'd say Martin Ellen. He, crazy character, but he got the best out of me. He was very honest, very precise, knew what he wanted. The first person to really put me at fullback, I think when Michael Dobson got an injury, put me at fullback, and I managed to play there most of the time. And yeah, he was hard, he demanded an awful lot, but that brought the best out of me. So for that reason, in those 2 years he was here, I thought I played some of my best stuff, so I'd have to say him just. But like I say, there's been many good managers, obviously the promotion managers, there's an awful lot. Steve Coppell, I could go through them all, but just for that moment I felt like I was drifting, I didn't know where my best position was, and he come in and sort of defined me for those 2-3 years. And do you take bits and pieces from each manager that you've played under and try and apply that to your own style? I think you've got to have your own style, but yeah, of course you learn from these guys. You remember some of the sessions they've done, but more importantly some of the way they were in certain situations. Some of them you agree with, some of them you probably don't. But yeah, you've got to take bits from each manager and just understand from the player's point of view as well. That's what I try and do. Obviously, being an ex-player, I try and think, now I think if I do this as a manager, how would I have taken it if I was a player? So it's learning the characters of your team as well, and knowing what you can say to them and how you can do it to get the best out. And Andy Scott told us recently that in the 08-09 promotion season, you made his life a lot easier because, you know, the players such as yourself were almost kind of running the dressing room for him. At what point in your career did you think, yeah, this is, you know, a kind of line that I want to go down and coaching could be for me? I've always had an idea, but I loved playing. Playing was the one, and then obviously I got given responsibility as the captain and stuff, and that kind of sometimes leads on to looking at the coaching and stuff like that. So especially my latter years, probably from late 20s onwards, I would say, I was looking at it, and I was looking at the coaching badges and things like that, which I'm still doing now. So yeah, it was always an idea, and luckily where I am now with the club have made it easy for me. There's a pathway. You know, initially it employed me as a coach, a player coach under Mark Warburton. It was just fantastic to learn under him and David Weir. It was the best experience I could have had, really. Just they opened everything up to me, and I just learnt so much just shadowing them guys and, you know, doing the odd bit of coaching, but basically listening to them and watching how they prepare for games and training. And yeah, I've just been extremely fortunate to be at a club like this where they've looked after me in that respect, and, you know, letting me get on with my job now and learning as I go every day and see where it takes us.
Decent.
All right.
Thank you very much. Could you stick your signature on there?
That doesn't get beaten on a Saturday.